Bigfoot Cooking.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Bigfoot Cooking, where today we are making a peanut butter pie. That's right, deliciousness and easy to cook, requires no heat. So if you've got kids that want to get into the kitchen and make something sweet and delicious and all, oh, this is the way to go. Now to start this process, let me lay out all the ingredients. None of this is complicated. We're gonna need about a cup of peanut butter. Now, when I say about, this is one of those recipes that if you're a little up, little down, it's very forgiving. Hence why I say this is great for the kids. We've got a cup of peanut butter. I'm gonna add a little bit of peanut butter powder as well to get that extra peanut buttery flavor. You don't have to, but I got about 4 tablespoons of that to go in there. I've got a cup of sugar. We've got vanilla extract, a cup of whipping cream, which you could substitute Cool Whip again if you're doing the kids, but if you want that real whipped topping, you gotta stick with the good stuff. We're gonna do some Reese's on top in the freezer. That way we can crumble them up for later. And an Oreo crust. And for that, of course, we need Oreos and butter. For me, I always use Kerrygold. I'm not sponsored or anything by them, but they have really good stuff. And then when I was shopping for the Oreos, blew my mind. I did not realize not only can you get regular Oreos, you can get chocolate Oreos, mint Oreos, they have peanut butter Oreos. I literally had to pause and go, all right, what am I gonna do? I settled on just a half and half. We're gonna do half regular Oreos and half chocolate Oreos. So let me kind of clear all this off and let's get started by making the crust. Now it's time to get started on the foundation. That's right, the Oreo crust. Ooh, it's gonna be so good. Now for that, we're gonna take our Oreos. Like I said, I'm mixing them half and half. I'm doing half regular, half chocolate, but have fun with it, make it yours. And we're just gonna take these guys up and into the food processor. Nothing complicated, nothing crazy with this. Now, if you're worried about the kids playing around with blades and stuff, you can just take these and put them on the tabletop and mash them down with a mallet and stuff like that. They won't be quite as fine that way, but it will keep the kids safe as far as that goes. So we got this guy in there. All you're gonna do, you're not gonna run this for a long time. We're just gonna power on and we are gonna pulse it until we get that little graham cracker crust thing going on. All right, let me show you what we got. In here, it's literally just a fine crumble. Now you don't have to worry about the stuffing that was inside of the Oreo because when you're blending, it all mixes together and it just adds a little more to it. We're gonna take our butter and we're gonna pour it in through the top while we're pulsing. All this is gonna do is combine it together and make it into a workable crust. All right, we've got everything mixed in to where if you mash it a little bit, it holds the shape. That's what we're after. Let's go ahead and take our blades out and set it into the pie crust. Now, of course, don't forget in this whole process, you can always just buy a pre-made pie crust, but this is kind of fun just to make. So we're gonna dump in our Oreos and everything. Get on out of there. Into the pool, guys. We have just a few stragglers that are being a little omnipotent. That's right, big word of the day. Time to get a little dirty. We're gonna take our hands and kind of preset this to get it where it's mashed out. You want to pack this pretty decent because this is what's gonna hold together as you're going along, and if it's really loose in here when you scoop out your slice, it's not gonna hold together right. So we'll kind of preset everything here, get just a little bit of an edge on it. We're gonna come in with this guy and mash everything down. Make a nice, lovely little basin here. And we can take the edge of the glass and come around and mash it in. Now don't get too crazy on trying to make it the absolute perfect crust. If you wanted store-bought, go get store-bought. But if you want it homemade, well, this is what we're doing today. Now I'm gonna take this guy, put it in the freezer while we're working on the filling. That way it sets the butter, gets everything ready to go, and well, it's just the next step in the process. So let me do some switching-a-roo in here. Okay, crust is in the freezer. Now it's time for the filling. Oh, yes. And for that, 1 cup of peanut butter. Now, to try to make less of a mess, I've got the cup here kind of as a visual aid, but I'm actually just gonna scoop it out and approximate because, again, this is not one of those you have to have 600 grams of flour kind of deal. No, this is just that looks about right. Let's eyeball this. I think that's about a cup. No, but it's close. So we got 1 cup of peanut butter. There we go. Now we have 1 cup of peanut butter. Load it onto the whisk attachment. And from there, we are going to mix in our 1 whole thing of cream cheese. Now it is at room temperature. I've had it sitting out for a little while, so that way when we go to mix, it should mix up nicely. Time to pull the trigger and see how this goes. We start out slow, so that way it gives it a moment to incorporate, and then you're going to rev it up some, so that way you get a little air into it and make it light and fluffy. Now, as this is going along, you may have to scrape down the bowl a few times just to make sure everything gets mixed up proper. All right, we're looking good with that, nice and smooth and everything. Now from here, we dump in our peanut butter powder and of course our powdered sugar without making a mess. That's always the tricky part. And start it out slow again, otherwise you get the big white powder puff. We're gonna scrape down our bowl, but before we do, we need about a tablespoon of vanilla. Give or take a tablespoon. Let's just give it a nice little bath. Oh, that's sadness. It's empty. Wait, I have more. It's okay. Disaster averted. Ho, 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 ho. Look at that right there. Notice how it's gotten lighter in color? That's from the whisk kind of whipping some air into it. That's what helps make it light and fluffy, but that's not fluffy enough. Oh no. Now I'm gonna take all this out, clean it up a little bit, and we are gonna make the whipped cream to go into it. That's right, we are gonna make it light and fluffy. So let me do a little cleanup and we'll get back to the next process. So let's go ahead and pour in our little bit more than a cup of heavy cream. We'll get it into the mixer, get it situated. And now the messy part, hence why we have a towel, because when we turn this on, and you want to do it on high, otherwise you're not going to get the air mixed into it and you're not going to have a cream, you're just sloshing milk around. So we're going to run this until we get our nice soft peaks. What's the difference between soft and stiff? Whether they're pointy or whether they're kind of mounded. So time to get to the stirring. All right, let's see what we got. And lo and behold, look at that. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to take all of this and we're gonna mix it, or I guess properly to put, we're going to fold it into our peanut butter mixture and then set it into the pan. So let me get to the adding of this part. And now we got our crust out of the freezer and it is time to fill it with the goodness. We'll just roll it right on in here. Ooh, look at that. Just smooth it out a little bit. Make it where ain't nothing being missed by anything else. All right. Now we're gonna take this guy and set him in the fridge, let it set. It's gonna take probably 3 to 4 hours at a minimum. Overnight would be perfect. So we're gonna set it in the fridge until this is just ready to go. We're gonna pull it back out later and then decorate. While we've got the pie sitting in the fridge cooling down, let me tell you all about a Bigfoot sighting. See, a friend of mine, he runs a construction business and you know, nature calls sometimes when you're out in the wild, right? Well, he goes to use the bathroom and what does he find? Look at there, got a Bigfoot popping out of the loo. Man, there's no hope sometimes, you know, especially from the way he looks. That is not the office that you want to go in right after a Bigfoot. I can think of no worse place to be. So, oh well, sorry for the guy. Meanwhile, we're still waiting on it to chill in the fridge, and once it pops out, we doing some decorating. All right, now that our stuff has been in the fridge long enough to set good and hard, we're gonna get ready for the toppings on it, because every good pie needs a good topping, right? Reese's, we're gonna take these guys. They've been in the freezer for several hours now. And you can either take them out of the pack and bust them up, but why miss all the fun? We're gonna leave them right in the pack, get the old mallet, and let's destroy them without ever seeing them. Let's see what we look like. Now that they're all nice and crumbled up and everything, they are ready to go on top. Look at that. Just a final little mix up. Oh, this is gonna be so good. We got our toppings for it. Now, let's get out our pie and see how it looks. Oh, see how amazing it looks? Oh wait, it looks exactly the same. The only difference is now that it's had time to chill, now let's go ahead and set it. I made up some more whipped cream because you gotta have more whipped cream on top of it just for the decoration. So let me smooth that out real quick so that it looks oh so nice. We'll grab our rubber spatula from yesterday and yeah, let's just lay us a nice little something on there. Now, if you wanna try piping this in or decorating it some certain way, go for it. It's gonna taste the same, and you know, the better something looks, sometimes it's received better. Time for the decor. Just a little sprinkles everywhere. Nothing like Reese's on the top of a peanut butter pie. But wait, there's still more. You can always add more to a dessert, right? Let's get us some caramel. Woo! It's nice and warmed up. Well, it was nice and warmed up. Let me warm it up again. It is amazing what 15 seconds in the microwave will do. Oh yeah. Little plops of it here and there. There you go. Little honey drops of caramel, or however you want to say it. And now, oh, little chocolate syrup. Now, if somebody was a little artsy with this, they could draw on top of it, make it pretty. I'm just gonna see what I can do. Don't critique my art, all right? Ta-da! I really don't want to cut it because it looks so nice, but I suppose I'll take a slice out of it. Let's see how she looks. So it kind of occurred to me after I got done that it really needed a little more. So we added some Oreos, we added a couple of pieces of the peanut butter cup, and now we're gonna see if we can add a piece of delight by hopefully getting this slice out. I never said I was the best at this, but let's see what happens. Let's see. See if we can hold it together. Come on in. Woo, look at that. It come out. Oh, this is gonna be some good dessert right here. Let me get a fork. Oh, let me get a peek at that right there. That right there, that is the way to do it. We're gonna grab us some of this, pick it on up, and make it disappear. Can't forget the Oreo. And of course, my puppy shows in here. He wants a bite of it, but he don't get none of it. I don't care if he does think Bigfoot is real. Guys, go for it. Tell you what, if y'all make this, send me a picture of it. Send it to hairball@bigfootcooking.com. I want to see how you guys decorate your cakes, all right? Y'all take care. I'm eating. You can just take and really start to. Now from here, we're gonna add our peanut butter powder. That's right. Ho, 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 ho. Turn the camera off. You're not supposed to show this part.